G'day friends, and welcome back to my second project. Fingers crossed that this all goes okay and we don't get interrupted. So for this project I'm going to be playing with a little bit of product, which most of it's been pre-done, but you can substitute with what you have in your stash. So I've got the Cat Scrappiness Blue Glitter 6x6 double-sided premium cardstock. It's just beautiful actually. You get about 4 pieces of each colour, and it's all different blues. At first I thought it was glitter paper, as in glitter, but it is glittery, but it's paper. It gives that illusion of being glitter cardstock, if that makes sense. So we're going to be playing with that. We're then going to be playing with the Simple Sentiments Holiday Edition stamp set by Cat Scrappiness. Now this is one big stamp set. You could chop it into pieces if you wanted to, but I'm just going to fix this up. But I've just left it as it is, and this is the matching die set. They do have, she does have other sentiments that matches this die as well. Okay, so that's already been pre-done. Then we're going to be using the arch dies, stitch dies, and the scalloped dies from Uniquely Creative. Love these dies. They're just so nice. And arches give you a totally different look. Then I've got what's called the foliage embossing folder. Now this isn't a 3D embossing folder, but it is just your normal standard embossing folder. Okay, from Uniquely Creative. Then I've got the poinsettia dies from Cat Scrappiness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you get 6 dies with this set. I'm only using 1, 2, 3, 4 with this card. Okay, so we'll bring in our kit. Now, as I mentioned, I have pre-done a little bit of it, just to make it a little bit quicker. And that includes the stamping and the die cutting and our embossing. Okay. So first up, we will burnish along our base card, which is white smooth. And I always do both sides. I like them nice and crisp so that they fold nicely. I hope I'm not chopping that out. Okay, then I've got a piece of white that's already been pre-embossed with that foliage embossing folder, and we're just going to stick this to a piece of navy cardstock. Okay, now because it's embossed, I'm going to be adding a little bit more glue than what I normally would. Only because we want that glue to go down into the deboss side, or what they call the deboss side, into those nooks and crannies. And it's only a very, very narrow border of navy showing. Okay. Then we can actually put this onto our base card. And again, you can use what you have in your stash, and it doesn't have to be exactly the same as mine. Now we do have, Robbie and myself do have a PDF tutorial that you can purchase, and you'll have the tutorials for all the cards today, as well as 2 bonus ones, along with a sketchbook layout that'll have 10 sketch layouts that you'll be able to use over and over again. And the link to purchase that is in the description below. Now I will also have the link in the description below to Robbie's project, which will go live probably about 20-30 minutes after mine. So we started at 9 o'clock. We're going through till 4 o'clock Australian time, and which means we'll have a video for you every hour on the hour. Okay, so now I did die cut the navy to begin with, the darker one, and looking at it, I'm not too sure which way to go. So we could do that, or we could do that, and I'm heading towards that actually. I think this needs a white layer, so I won't throw that away. So what we're going to do now is put this to that layer. Now these have been die cut with the arched dies, scallop, that's the scallop one, and this one is the stitched. But again, you can use whatever you have in your stash. You could change this out to a square. You can change this shape out to a circle, a tag. It's up to you. Then we are going to pop these up. Now, I've only got the minis, which I didn't realise, so just bear with me while we toss some of these on, eh? You don't have to pop this up if you don't want to, but when I emboss or I use pattern paper as a layer, I like to have anything that I place on top of those layers popped up. It just, sometimes you can lose your elements, I suppose you'd call it, or whatever you put onto those layers. You can, oops, jeez, that wasn't very good. They can get lost. I'm just going to put one there beside it because I just ripped that cardstock a little bit. And I think that should be enough, eh? So we'll bring in our card. Now I'm a very non-traditional Christmas card maker. So these cards would look totally different with traditional colours. Now these poinsettias have been die cut from scrap cardstock that I've had, and it looks like it's got a bit of a shimmer through it. Okay, you could die cut these with paper too if you wanted to. So we're just going to put these together, and I'm going to keep them white, eh? And we'll put this small one on the top. Now you could have popped these up if you wanted to, but we're just going to keep it as is. There you go, just like that. I'm just going to wait for that to dry, and then I'm going to fluff the petals up. So I've got all my sentiments now, they're all die cut. I actually used a mini Misty to stamp these sentiments or stamp with this stamp because I wanted the ink to really pop. So Stampin' Platform is the best way to do it. That way you know that it's going to be spot on. You're going to get it right each time. And I wanted, there's a Merry and Bright. There was another one here. Is that it? Merry Christmas, yeah. So now I've got all these sentiments for other projects. So these will go into a little bag or a envelope, and I'll put them aside to use on other projects. Okay, so these are going to go, this is going to go about here, eh? And I actually cut, got glue on my fingers, and I actually cut extra cardstock to give this more support. You could have cut extra shapes with the die. It's silly me, didn't think of that at the time, did I? Okay. I'm just going to even this up. Whoops, that flew off to Kingdom Come. That looks about right. Okay, I'm just going to leave that there. And we're going to bring in our flower again, and we're going to grab our bone folder. What do I want? I want them to go that way. So I'm just very gently curling these petals over with the bone folder, hey? I'm just grabbing them by the petal, the middle, so that I don't rip the petal away. And it would have been probably a lot better and easier if I had done it before I stuck them down. But sometimes you just never think of these. And for this one, I'm just going to shush that up like that. Okie dokie. I know it'll go flat when you mail it, but you know, looks good at the time. Then we'll grab a couple of dimensionals, and I actually might put a couple around the outside of the middle. Does that make sense? It will when I do it. Just to give it a little bit more support. And because I'm actually using the small dimensionals, I'll show you when I finish. This is going to give it a ton of support, eh? And we might put this down towards the side. And then we can shush these up. I didn't show you what it looked like. But I had one in the middle, and then I had them all around the edge. There you go. So that's done. Now we've got this big leaf. And I'm thinking we might just put that down. I'm going to chop it off. I think we only need the one. Okay. Now I'm going to grab our bone folder, and I'm actually going to just burnish along that middle, just to fold it up a little bit, just like that, okay? And it just gives it a little bit of dimension. So we can then add a little bit of glue to the edge, and you know what we might do? Oh, that won't help, that's just the sticky lid. We might add some along the outside of our leaf, and that way it won't flatten. It will keep its shape a little bit. There you go, look at that. So that's like that, okay? We've got our sentiment, and we can put that right there, and we're going to pop that up, and I'm going to cut some of these. Just like that. And we're just going to pop that there like that, making sure it's nice and straight, and just press gently down once you're happy with your placement. Now I'm just thinking I might add that there, right? And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm burnishing down the center of that line or my leaf. You can do it with any of your leaves, any shaped leaf, just like that. Add one there and one there, one there, and one on the opposite side. Okay, put a little bit of glue down the bottom. You don't have to if you don't want to. You don't really need it actually. And we're just gonna push that in there like that. I don't know how I had it, but just like that. Okay. Then we're going to bring in a little bit of blend. Now I've got blues, and I'm thinking we use I don't want light. These have got a bit of a iridescent look. I don't know where what they're called. They're just from my stash. And we'll just pop one smack bang in the middle, just like that, and sticky little devil's not going to stick because there's no sticky thing on the back. So let's add a little bit of glue, eh? Just there like that. And you know what? I think that's all we'll use. We don't need anything else. And that is our second card, or my second card I should say. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Now I will show you where the inspiration come from. And this card is one that we did in a class, and I thought I would recreate it with new product. And look at that, looks nothing like it. Okay, so it just goes to show you can use the same layout but use different product and it will come up totally different. Okay, thanks for joining me, and don't forget to click on the link below to see what Robbie has created for her next project. Okay, and also to purchase the PDF tutorial. Okie dokie, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you soon. See ya. All right.